Hi friends, this is Nitish, founder of Stockmock. This video is about the new feature that we have recently launched. But before that, let me take this opportunity to tell you that we have recently started the new podcast series where we invite our guests to talk about their trading journey, and we majorly talk about the psychological aspects of risk management, money management, and how to handle the drawdowns. We have done various podcasts with like Amod, Saket, Raful Kulkarni, and the Logical Trader. So if you guys have not checked it out, I'll drop the link in the description. Do check it out. So this video is about the new feature which we call re-executing the logic after your stop loss gets triggered. So let me explain to you by screen sharing. What is re-executing the logic? So I hope you guys can see the screen. So what do we mean by logic? And then what do we mean by re-executing the logic? So let's say our logic is that I want to short the ATM call with 25% SL. This is my logic, that I want to short the ATM call at 25% SL. Now, at what time do I want to short it? Let's say I want to short it at 9:20. Yeah, the popular 9:20 time. Okay. So if I'm shorting the ATM call at 9:20, let's say at any given date, my strike comes out to be 35,000 call. Okay. And I apply the logic of 25% SL on this strike. Now assume that the 25% SL gets triggered at 12:36 candle. Now when I say 12:36 candle, it means anytime between 12:36 and 12:37, your stop loss gets triggered. Now this feature says after your stop loss gets triggered, you re-execute your logic. It means you re-execute this logic the very next minute. It means if your stop loss gets triggered at 12:36 candle, so at 12:37 open, so exactly at 12:37, you re-execute this logic, which is this logic again. It's very simple. So after your stop loss gets triggered, the next minute open, you re-execute the same logic. That means at 12:37, you will again check what is the ATM call. Let's say it turns out to be 35,500 call. Assume 35,000. Oh, sorry. Yes. So this is 35,000, 5,000 call. So you immediately enter into this position with the same logic of 25% SA. Now this re-execution only cares about the logic that you are talking about and is not concerned about the previous strike. It means the last strike was 35,000 call. I'm not worried about that. I'll only care about what was the logic and I'll re-execute the logic after your stop loss gets triggered. Please don't get confused with the re-entry feature. Re-entry feature and re-execute is altogether different thing. To just give you a background, re-entry concerns more about the previous strike. It means if your strike earlier was 35,000 call, it will keep on observing this strike only and it will take the position the next time with this strike only. With re-execute, I don't care about my previous strike. I'll just re-execute the logic again. I'll not go into re-entry here. I'll drop the link in the description. If you have not watched the re-entry video, please do watch it, but don't get confused with re-entry and re-execute. Re-entry concerns mostly about what was your previous strike, 35,000 call, and it will take the re-entry on the same strike. But with re-execute, after your stop loss gets triggered, the next minute open, you will re-execute the logic. And it may not take the same strike, but it is independent of the previous strike. It is as simple as that. Okay. Let's say at 12:37, you took an entry of 35,500 call. Let's say at 1:30 candle, which means anytime between 12:30 to 1:30 to 1:31, your stop loss gets triggered again. So you will take an entry at next minute. What is the next minute? 13:31 open. So exactly at 13:31 open, you will re-execute what logic? This logic. You will see, okay, what is the ATM right now? Let's say the ATM turns out to be 35,700 this time call. I'm just taking an assumption. So you will re-execute the logic of this strike and you will apply the logic of 25% SL there. It is very simple, re-executing the logic. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit is you are basically changing the strikes and your money is not idle and you're redoing your entry again and again, okay, by applying the re-executing logic. So let's go to Stockmock, let's check it out. So what we will do is, as you all know that we have three templates here: entry by ATM points, entry by ATM percent, and entry by closest premium. So let's take example. We'll take the example of all the three templates and I'll show you how this works. So let's start with ATM points. So what we'll do is we'll do the popular short straddle, which is ATM call, ATM put. Let's do 25% SL. Okay, let's check for Nifty, Bank Nifty, and we'll do it 9:20 popular time. Let's do 3:10. Okay. So here, as you can see, along with re-entry, we have added a new feature that's called a re-execute. You can check on this, you can click on this, and you can see that there's a drop down where you can say re-execute the logic. So let's say I want to re-execute this logic 2 times. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a popular 920 straddle and I'm applying the re-execute logic on it maximum 2 times. Now this 2 means maximum times you want to re-execute the logic. So let's say if at any given day your stop loss never got triggered, so it will never execute. But at any given day, it cannot execute more than 2 times. That's what is 2 times. So let's check it for the last more than 3 years actually. So 19, 20, 21, 22. So we are checking this logic on Bank Nifty as of now with the SL of 25%. Okay. So let's see the logic and let's see what it shows you right now here. Okay. So let's go to a previous day, let's say 9th May, and let's check it out. Okay. You will see here, this is Bank Nifty sell 1 lot put. We are taking here 6th May data. So what we see here is at 9:20, we took an entry at 34,600 put. At 10:25 candle, it means anytime between 10:25 to 10:26, the stop loss for this got triggered. Now what we did is the very next minute, which is at 10:26, we re-executed the logic of ATM put. And we found that at 10:26, the ATM turned out to be 34,400 put, which is different from the previous one. So we took an entry in that and then it ran throughout the day. Similarly with call. So in this day, on this day, the call stop loss didn't get triggered. So let's see the another day. So what we see here is at 9:20, 34,000 call got entry. At 11:42 candle, which means between 11:42 and 11:43, this got triggered. And the very next minute open, 11:43, we took entry of the ATM. Now the ATM call turns out to be 34,300, which is different from this. So 11:43, this turns out to be 376 price. So at 12:41, this again got triggered. Now the very next minute, 12:42, we took an entry at 34,500. So the basic difference that you will see is the strikes will be changing most of the times. So here, the first time it was 34,000 call, then 34,300, then 34,500 call. By the way, if you want to see if the strikes taken is right or not, you can use our graph feature here. So let's see at 11:43, how will you know that 34,300 call was chosen? So how we can see that? Let's check it out. 11:43 candle. So we'll click on this day. As you can see, this is, by the way, if you are not aware, this is our spot versus PNL graph. You can check it on any day. So let's check it at 11:43. 11. So let's say at 11:43, my spot price was 34,274. So what will be the ATM here? 34,300. That is why 34,300 at 11:43, this was chosen. So let's check at 12:42. Okay. 12:42, it has chosen 34,500 call. If you want to double check that if the spot was exactly this or not, you can click on it. And what was the price, by the way? I forgot. 12:40, 12:42. So this was, yep. So at 12:42, you can see 34,471, which is 34,500. That's why it has chosen 34,500 because that is the ATM at that point. So what it has done is it has re-executed the logic again. Okay. So let's add wait and trade to it. Let's say what I do is I want to wait for 2 points for the leg to get triggered. Now, I'm not going to explain what wait and trade is. I know many of you already know, but for those who want to rewatch the video, what is wait and trade, I'll drop down the link of wait and trade in the description. You can check it out. So here, what is the logic now? The logic is I want to short the ATM call. I want to short the ATM put with 25% SL, and I want to wait for 2 points for the premium to go down before taking an entry. Now, this is our logic. Now I want to re-execute this logic maximum 2 times. So let's check it out. So what it will do is the logic, it will re-execute the logic maximum 2 times with wait and trade. I'll explain some things here, the very important thing here. Now, when we launch this feature to our beta, what they said is right now, there are 2 options. Let's say we see the results. This turns out to be 788. This turns out to be not so bad. Okay. So as you can see in the results, right now, it is not taking an entry at 920. The first time it is taking an entry at 923 because the wait and trade is applied. But if you see here, let's say we check this. So it has taken the entry at 920 because in that candle, it might have the wait and trade got executed. At 1242, it got re-entered, but the re-execution is happening exactly at the next minute, which is like at 1143. So let's check somewhere else. So I want to see a different point here. If we can see some, yeah, this. So let's check this date. Okay. Whatever this date is, 28th April. So what it is saying is the first entry it is getting for put is at 945. It means it starts observing at 920 and it got the entry at 945. As soon as it exited 1248 candle, the very next minute, 949, it will re-execute the logic. But when we launched this to our beta users said that you must give this as an option that while re-executing, do I want to keep the wait and trade or not? Because sometimes people want is I want to apply wait and trade only on my first entry, not at the re-execution. So we have given this as an option here. As you can see, if you select wait and trade, you will see this 4th option, which is like a time symbol that is called wait and trade with re-execute. So there are 2 re-execute options here. One is simple re-execute, which means when you are re-executing, it will the very next minute re-execute the logic. But if you're applying the wait and trade, it means it will re-execute along with wait and trade. Sometimes people want to re-execute without wait and trade. Sometimes they want to execute with wait and trade. So if you want to apply the logic of re-execute with wait and trade, it means every time it wants to re-execute, it will apply the wait and trade along with it. So you can check this as well. So this is first example of entry by ATM points. Let's take another example of entry by ATM percent. Okay. Let's say, let's delete it. Let's do another example of entry by ATM percent. So what I want to do is, let's say I want to do entry by ATM minus 1% put and ATM plus 1% call. Again, I'm not going to explain this feature. We have already done a video on this. I'll put down the link in the description for this as well. So let's do it. Same thing, probably 25% SL, 25% SL. I want to re-execute this logic max 2 times. So this is like sell, I'll click on it, put, call. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the OTM stuff here. At 9:19, let's change the time. Let's do it at 3 o'clock. So what we are doing is at 9:19 from 3 o'clock, ATM minus 1% put, ATM plus 1% call. This is like far away OTM. And 25% SL, and I want to do it for last 3+ years, assume. So this is a ATM percent feature. Let's see how it works. And then we will check the same logic with wait and trade. That if you apply wait and trade on this, then how does it behave? So without wait and trade, if we can see, this is also not that bad. 597.49, 17,000 is a MDD. And let's see at any given date. So the first time it got an entry at 26,600 put. What was the stop at initial time? You can check from here. 26,878. So if you calculate ATM minus 1%, it turns out to be 26,600 put. So at 9:21 candle, it got exited. So the next minute, which is 9:22 open, it will execute the logic. It turns out to be 26,500 put. So major difference is you are seeing the various variations of strikes here. So let's apply wait and trade here just to check it out. So what we are wanting is I want to wait for 2 points fall of a premium before taking first entry and then before re-executing. So I'm applying the fourth, which is like I want to re-execute along with wait and trade. Some people want to re-execute without wait and trade. I want to re-execute with wait and trade. So let's see how this simple logic. I hope this is very clear to you. I'm just giving you various examples so that you can try this feature out on various aspects. Our beta users obviously love the results of it. So let's see. This is 670 something, 0.6 expectancy, 72% win rate. April last month was very tough, but this has turned out to be decently well for this strategy. And then you can see the logics here. So as you can see the wait and trade, let me explain to you. So when your stop loss got triggered in the 954 candle, it is not taking entry at 955. Why? Because it is applying wait and trade on the re-execute as well. So from 955, it will enter the logic, re-execute the logic, and along with wait and trade. So this got the chance to entry at 957 not 955 because we have applied the wait and trade and at re-execute as well. I hope this is decently clear to you. Okay. Now let's take another template. Let's take closes by premium. What do we mean by that? This is our third template. We're going to sell we are going to sell the call and put which is closest to 100 premium. Okay, by the way, we have this 3 logic. Let me take this opportunity to explain all these things. What is this closest premium? The first option. This option means at 919, whatever the premium which is closest to 100 rupees, that strike will be taken. So on some days you will see that you got a strike which has a premium of 99 rupees. Sometimes you will see which has a premium of 102 rupees, 103 rupees, whichever is closest to 100. What is the second and third option? This option means I want to choose a strike which is closest to 100 rupees, but I want to choose a strike that has more than 100 rupees, not less than 100 rupees. So let's assume we got the strike which is at 97 rupees and the next strike is 110 rupees. With this feature, we will choose 110 because I want more than 100 rupees. Let's say we do closest premium less than equal to. It means I want to choose a strike closest to 100, but it should be less than 100. It must be less than 100. So we'll choose a strike which is less than 100. I'll show you with examples. Let's say I do this thing. I want to short the call, short the put, which is closest to 100 rupees. I'll probably do the same logic. You can try various other things because this feature is being, you will find a decently good strategy with these features. Let's do with only the same template, to do template. Okay. Bank Nifty. Let's try with wait and trade directly. So I want to wait and trade. By the way, 2 points is not something we're recommending. We are just showing you as a demonstration. This is the same thing. Shorting call, shorting put, which is closest to 100 rupees, waiting for 2 points for the premium to go down before taking an entry. And even after re-executing, oh, I think I've done some mistake. I should have used this thing. Okay, let's see the result. So the result is 545 rupees, 0.72 expectancy, not bad. 12,000 is a drawdown. So let's use this logic for this thing, which is like I want to re-execute with wait and trade. So I want to apply wait and trade logic in the re-execution as well. Let's see. And then we will try the logic for the closest premium less than equal to 100 as well. So I'll demonstrate all the examples to you so that it's easy for you to, when you're trying yourself, you can try all the stuffs out. So you can see this is 600 something, expectancy is decently well, win percent is cool. MDD is nice. Okay, and you can see the results here. And let's talk about it. Okay, so let's say, as you can see, when you're taking an entries, it is picking the closest premium logic, which is like one is 100 rupees, one is 94 rupees, one is above 100. It can be like closest, can be like more than that or less than that, but it will be closest. But if we are choosing, let's say, less than equal to 100, it will always consider the strikes which is less than equal to 100. It will never execute even after, let's say you have an option, the closest to 100 comes out to be 101 rupees, or it turns out to be, let's say, 90 rupees. With this logic, it cannot pick 101 because it is saying that it has to be less than 100 rupees. So let's say, so let's see this logic. This is MDDs again, decently well, not bad, not bad strategy. MDD is 5,000 rupees, which is fairly well. But you can see the point here is not to show you MDD. Point here is to show all the strikes that it is choosing will be always less than equal to 100 rupees, the closest premium it is choosing. So I hope now this feature is very clear to you. Please do try this feature out. I'm definitely sure that it will help you in one way or the other. Right now, I've just shown you the results of a single lot strategy, which is having an MDD of 5,000 something rupees. Let's say in future, if you achieve double of it as well, 10,000, which is decently 5% of the capital if you are choosing 2 lakh for the one lot. So try this feature out in the basket as well. The only disclaimer for this feature is this, that this feature is only for intraday as of now. That is it. So do try this feature out. Do let us know your feedback in the comment sections. And if you are new to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Okay. Take care. Happy backtesting. Bye bye.